Greetings, Tull fans, Tullites, Tullophiles, whatever you call yourself. This is Dan, aka Shrouded Day. I'm going to teach you how to play Living in the Past by Jethro Tull on the flute. This is actually the first song I ever learned how to play. Very easy to do. And I learned how to play by ear, but I am going to call out the notes as I'm playing them so that you can follow along that way too if you like. So we're going to start off on a G. For any beginners out there, this is what a G looks like. It's just these three fingers right here. And that's your G in the flute. From the G, you go down to the F. F is this one index finger on your right hand. From there, it goes up to an A sharp. A sharp is this note. And that's these fingers right here. Hopefully you can see that. Just those two fingers down, that's the A sharp. Now it's important that you cut that note off there because that's how the phrase goes in the song. It's flowy, flowy, and then that note is a bit of an eighth note or quarter note or whatever the heck it is. That one cuts off there because you got to go on to that next part, and that's what gives it kind of its flavor. So important to have that little stop right there. You can use tongue or you can just stop breathing. I mean, not stop breathing forever. We don't want you to die. So again, it goes like this. That's how that first phrase goes. That's the very first part of the song, the very first flute part. And then it goes down to here, which is an A. And that's these three fingers, or two fingers with the thumb. Thumb on the back, two fingers here. That's an A. And then back down to the G. So all together, here's how that phrase goes. It'll go G, F, A sharp, A, G. Okay, that's the very first part of the song. Way to go. All right, and that goes through twice. And then you go on to the next part of the song, which starts off on a C. It's a middle C on the flute, and it's just this index finger right here. That's all it is. And it sounds like this. From there, it goes back down to the A sharp. So C, A sharp, A, and then it does a little right there where it goes down to the G. So it starts off, that part right there starts off on the A sharp. And it's just these three fingers. That's two fingers. You know what I mean. And from there it goes to the F again. So here's how the whole phrase goes, the second part of this flute part. This is the second part, and this is how it goes. That's all there is to it. You go through that twice, just like you went through the first part twice. Excuse me. And then you come up on the second part of the flute, the second phrase, whatever the musical term would be, I'm not sure. But that's where it starts to pick up a little bit in the song. And that goes G, F, D. G, F, D. D is all fingers, except for the pinky, obviously, on your right hand, like this. That's a D. So this goes like this. Oops, messed that up there. And that'll happen a lot, so just get used to it. It's part of the flavor. It's part of the fun of learning. So it's G, F, D, G, F, D, F, E, which is these two fingers here, and then it goes down to the low C, which is this little one right here. Now I've got a B foot on the end of this. Standard student model flute won't have this extra thing. You'll just have these two keys here. 1, 2, not this third one. So you can just kind of wail away on here. If you got the B foot, you kind of got to be careful where you place your little finger. Otherwise, you're going to hit a B, obviously the B note because it's a B foot. So it goes all the way down to there, and that's one of the harder notes that I had to learn when I was first playing because it takes a lot of breath to get that low note going. If you're already an intermediate player or an advanced player that just wants to learn some toll, then you don't need to worry about that. If you're a beginner, don't give up. It was frustrating at first for me too. I was like, I can't get this note, but you will. Keep working on it, you will. So that's how this goes. This goes down to the C, the low C, and it sounds like this. That's not right. So C to D. Now here I'm doing that tonguing there. Ian doesn't necessarily do that in the original song, but it's kind of implied there that there is that tonguing, that kind of glottal stop, I guess you'd call it, fancy word, so that it has that that separation, that rhythmic flavor that the jazz and blues flute tends to have, especially when Ian is playing it. So it's got that little stoppage there. You can again do that by stopping your breathing, but you're going to feel that you're not going to feel that rhythm necessarily if you do that. It's entirely up to you though. You can do your own flavor. You can do classical if you want to. If you want to, you can do it that way. Do your own thing. But that is how Ian plays it, and I assume you're here because you want to learn to play like Ian played. So that is how that goes. So let's play this again from the low C, starting off on this part here. And that goes D, E, F, E, D, D. And then back up to the G, that lovely G. Now, I messed that up on the last note. Did you hear that? That wasn't quite correct. Still sounded okay, but not quite like the original song. That happens too, trust me. You're fine. Just keep on working at it. Here's how it really is supposed to go. That was right. Okay. Now that we got that part, it comes back down to the C, and then it puts a little bit of breath into it. So you're just kind of pushing that breath in a little bit. And that's how you get that little plosive sound that Ian has at that one phrase there. It goes like this. You'll find you're putting a little more breath into it, a little more force. It's not quite a clean tone, but that's not what we want here. This is a jazz blues style flute. The tone is really not as important as if it was a classical flutist. So that's that one right there. And again, I did not start off on the right note there, so we're going to try that again. And we're starting off on a D. So that part starts on a D. It just rolls its way up. I'm not going to call out those notes because I'm going to make you figure them out on your own. You've already got them though. I trust you. The one note that is a little bit different, well, a lot different than the other notes there, is this little note right here. This is a G sharp. This little key right here, this little gizmo key. And that is with your little finger. And that's how you make that little do 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 do. Big difference from this, which is not how the song is supposed to go. So you got to make sure you hit that one. Thankfully, that's really easy to do. All you need to do is put your little finger down. Boop. There you go. All right. So we're going to try it from the beginning. I'm going to follow along. I'm going to do it really slow, and then I'm going to do it faster. Starting off on the G. Super easy. The flavor, the tonguing, the glottal stops, the breathiness, that will all come in time. Or it comes right away because you might be a beginning flute player. And that's just how it sounds, because that's how Ian was when he first made this song. He was still in the beginning stages of learning. So I'm going to play a little faster now, just to kind of give you an idea. Hopefully you can see all the notes I'm playing here. There you go. That's it. Living in the past. We can go over the more complicated parts at the end of the song in a separate video. We're getting a little long here, so just wanted to give you the intro part to kind of get you going. One real quick note on Living in the Past, it's in 5/4 time, which, as Ian famously said, is not very good for dancing unless you have 3 legs. So just keep that in mind. Count with your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can hear it in the bass when it first comes in at the beginning of the song. Do 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that in mind. You'll be good. May take a little bit because we're not used to playing in 5/4. Most of us are, anyways. It's usually just about 4/4, maybe 3/4. 5/4 a little different. So give yourself some grace if you're not quite figuring it out right away. Okay, we're getting a little long here, like I said. Hopefully that gets you going. We're going to do some more videos later on, how to sound more like Jethro Tull, some of the tonguing techniques that he used, and more like that. And also, I do take requests. If you need to learn a specific song or a flute part of a song, even if it's not Jethro Tull, just let me know. You can follow me on patreon.com/shroudedday. And go ahead and click the subscribe. Click the subscribe button. How do people say that so fast? My goodness. All right, I'll get used to it. Anyway, thanks for watching.